Yellowjacket men's soccer remaining at home this week for two more NCAA Division II matches. Eli, the defense has been playing really well as of late. Back-to-back shutouts. Just talk about that performance on the back line last week.
We've had a little bit of a rough start playing against some not-so-great teams. Now we've come into these big games, and I'm really proud of our back line. The four of us have been doing really well melding together.
You've seen a lot of increased playing time so far at the outside back position this season. How have you relied on a senior veteran leader like Garrett Robinson, who's had a lot of experience at that position, to help you out?
Since my freshman year, I've really relied on Garrett. He's a good friend of mine, and he's always a good team leader. Even though he might have not been the captain for some of his years, I've always looked up to him. And he's a good role model for the position for me to be relaxed on the ball and to really play my hardest when I'm out there.
And behind the defense, you have the GNAC Player of the Week, Tom Lohman. He made some great saves. Reese Lambert was commenting that, no matter what you do defensively, their team's going to get their chances. And what does it mean to have him back there when they do have those chances?
It's always helped having Tom back there as a last resort. We like to try to keep it from getting back to him. But when it does, you can always trust that he's going to make a good effort at it and a good save most of the time. So.
And another one of the defensive players has actually had an impact offensively, Oliver Passarelli. He's slotted in at center back, but then he goes forward and scores 2 goals in your most recent match. Talk about what it's been like blending with him so far.
When he first got here, his language wasn't great, and he's really been working on it. And lately he's really stepped up. He's being a real team leader out there as a center back and guiding our whole team from the very back all the way up to the very front, and getting himself on the back of some corners and some crosses to go put us ahead and get some good goals.
And this week you have 2 more opponents coming up. Cal Baptist first on Thursday, and then a little bit of a longer rest than you're used to. You don't play again until Monday against Mary, but these are your last 2 non-conference games. What are your hopes for how the team plays this week?
I want to keep it going. We need another 2 wins, another 2 big games, and hopefully 2 more shutouts for our defense, for Tom Lohman, and propel us into the right mindset for our upcoming GNAC games.
Well, we've had troubles in our first couple games with our offense, but we came out this weekend and with 2 tough opponents. We played, our offense clicked. We scored 5 goals in 2 games. We had a lot of assists, which is good, different scores. So, yeah.
And a lot of the newcomers really impacted the offense. You're included in that group. One of the goals the Jackets scored came on a corner kick that you sent into the box. Talk about that play and just overall how the offense created those goals.
Well, I usually don't take the corners. Coach told me to go over there and take it. Started the second half, so went over there, took it. There's been a lot of creativity in our offense, so that helps a lot. So,
talk about some of the players that you look up to, some of the older guys who've been in the program a couple of years and what they've taught you about college soccer.
I look up to Reese Lambert and Garrett Robinson. I think they've shown they're our captains, and they've shown us newcomers what the college game is all about.
And talk about your opponents this week. You have 2 more tough matches. Cal Baptist coming in on Thursday, and then Mary coming up on Monday. That's a team that you saw play a couple times at the Rimrock Classic. What are your thoughts heading into these games?
I think we have a lot of confidence coming in to both these games with 2 wins. So Mary we've seen play. I'm not sure about Cal Baptist though, so hopefully we'll get the win.
Well, we have Cal Baptist on Thursday. They're very well coached. We know their coach, Cole Michelson from Northwest Nazarene. He took that job not too long ago. They're 3-0. They've got it going offensively, defensively, giving a couple of goals up left and right. We've got a couple of scouting reports on them, so we have a pretty good idea of what to expect. And then we have University of Mary, one of our old-time foes. We've played them every season, sometimes twice. We've seen them play this season about 3 times, so we have a good idea what we can expect from them too. But 2 very competitive Division II regional games that will help us get ready for the GNAC.
And coming off of a couple of very nice results over the weekend, 2 straight shutout wins. Talk about how this will give you momentum, especially after starting the year 0-2.
we needed those 2 wins. After the California trip that didn't quite go the way we wanted it to go, we needed to get on the scoreboard, we needed to get on the stat sheet, and personally, I'm also very, very happy with the 2 shutouts, 2 very solid performances from not just Tom Lohman in the back, but our whole defensive line, really. I'm glad for guys like Julian Dragomir, who finally got their first couple of stats to assist for MSUB. I hope it gets him going. Ricardo Palomino, now it's his turn. But a couple of younger guys too that saw the field, a couple of younger guys that scored their first goals or recorded their first assists for MSUB. So very productive weekend for us, which will allow us to go into those 2 games with a lot of confidence.
Tom Lohman earning GNAC Defensive Player of the Week, and as you mentioned, those other guys getting on the stat sheet. Talk about some of the guys who maybe don't appear in the box score in terms of stats, but have an impact on the game. Guillaume Cremer in the center and Flavio Colasanti as well, really creating a lot for you guys in the midfield.
And it's not just them. It's guys like Garrett Robinson, guys like Eli Williams, our 2 center backs these last 2 games, Reese and Oliver. Very, very solid, and obviously every attack starts with them. We have a lot of quality on the ball with Flavio and with Guillaume. We know that we can build from the back through them, and it's because of them that we're being able to create all those chances. But so far, I'm very happy with how the new guys have integrated themselves into the program, and especially these last 2 games where Guillaume finally saw the field. We've been very solid, haven't given too many chances away, and have created a lot. So we're slowly turning into a pretty good unit.
This is it for the Yellowjackets in terms of non-conference play. Coach, you'll be right into your GNAC schedule the following week. Where do you hope the team is after these final 2 tune-up matches?
Well, obviously we'd like to win these 2 games, but we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. We take it day by day. We'll deal with today, then we'll deal with tomorrow, and then it's a Cal Baptist game, and then we can think about the Mary game. But just like we did with these two games, these 2 next games against Cal Baptist and University of Mary, we're trying to utilize the 2 previous games to go into our GNAC schedule against Northwest Nazarene and Concordia Portland with confidence. So we want to get 2 good performances. We want to get on the scoreboard again, and we're going to try to keep our goal clean. So it's another opportunity for us to play in front of our community, so hopefully we'll get a lot of people to come out. But at the same time, it's a great opportunity to make sure that by the time we start with our GNAC play, we know who needs to play in which position.